What's up, everyone? Welcome. Hopefully, okay. Hopefully, there's no echo. Oh dear. That should be better. Hopefully, you guys can hear me. Welcome to another Sag of Dice podcast. I'm flying solo tonight. Carson had to attend to a strata meeting, which, as I know, as someone who is served on a strata council, that's very important. So hopefully everything's going well with that. What up, Bahamut? Welcome to the stream. Um, can I just do a quick mic check? Would you help me out? Yo, Keith. Could you guys help me out and let me know that my mic is not too... I had to mess around with it. I've got a video coming out on Thursday. Totally no Carson in the meat dimension. He's in the strata council or strata meeting dimension tonight, and I wish him luck because I hated those things when I had to go to them. But they're super important because like they can do like levies and stuff like that. Like, yeah. We all know he'd rather not be there, but they're super important to go to. The last one that we ever had before my apartment burned down was a levy, and we were gonna have to pay like $14,000 to have the balconies redone, and like, ooh, you got to be there. You know what I mean? You got to be part of those things. Let me know if the mic's okay. I'm hoping it's not too loud, not too quiet. I've got it not far away, as you can see. Well, kind of see. It's in and out. Yeah. So we got some interesting stuff. I'm good. Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it. It's always a worry, like I noticed, other streams too. Like I don't change these things, but I did record a video, for, it's going to be about, like novels and stuff. I'm doing something kind of new because, couldn't record any, battle reports. So, I'm doing kind of a new video, and then I should have a battle report for next week. But yeah, it's tough right now. I don't know how it is where you guys are, but it's rather hot right now here. So yeah, it's, but it's cold in my basement. That's why I'm wearing this, just to be clear. But yeah, okay. So it's just me. So I'm going to have to kind of fill the airwaves by my lonesome. So hopefully you guys will be, hopefully it'll be interesting. Did you see the rumor engine? This is my favorite one they've done in a really long time, and not just because it's clearly Age of Sigmar, but it's so like, okay, so a couple of things. First of all, it's definitely Age of Sigmar, right? Second of all, it looks like arrows in a dragon cloak, right? So really cool, but I did notice the little triangle shaped jewelry on the end. Now, I've never seen a Skaven with a dragon cloak before, but it's got to be Skaven, right? Like, heck, I can't think of any other army that has triangular shaped crap hanging from their, like, as jewelry. So is it like a Skaven character? Like, that's kind of what I'm thinking, obviously, right? But so maybe like an Eshin. Ooh, or it could be like a Molder, because it's like the skin. Like it could be something, he bred and then skinned, or I don't know. Oh, but the arrows though. Oh man, I don't know. I still think it's Skaven, but maybe you guys can come up with something that you think it is, that it's not, that's not Skaven. Like, okay, if you can, you think of another race that uses triangle shaped jewelry? I just punched the mic. Because I can't think of anything. Yeah, I think it's Skaven, and I hope and I think it's something pretty cool, like big ish, like maybe like maybe like some kind of sniper, like assassin, you know what I mean, with like poisoned arrows or something. It's kind of Mordheimy, but yeah, if you guys have any ideas, let me know either in the chat here or in the comment section after, if you watch this video. But I mean, like, okay, so like, let's just assume that this is not, let's just take a moment and just assume that it is not Skaven. Ulgu Elf, but Warcry Skaven seems more likely. I like it, Keith. It could be like, absolutely, it could be. I mean, what are the other things we've seen? It's not going to be a dwarf, right? But we've seen like a dwarf with a dragon skin cape, and what else? We've seen other stuff, but man, that anyway. So what I was trying to say was, let me know in the comments, or you know, something like, but regardless of that, yo, Ludivicus, what up? Underworld's Warcry piece, perhaps something for cities. I was thinking it's Skaven, dude. Like, have you, okay, so maybe you can tell me, is there any cities, like armies that have a triangle shaped piece of jewelry? Because I haven't seen it anywhere. I mean, I've painted a lot of them for Skaven, so obviously I'm not like I mean, I am biased, but let's be honest. But yeah, like maybe either a Warcry warband for Skaven, or maybe like the Harbinger thing. You know how they're doing like Harbingers for the new. It could be the Skaven Harbinger, right? If it's Skaven though. Okay, if it's Skaven, then like they should kick themselves for showing the triangle jewelry. Like, they shouldn't have gone that far. Like, I think they should have cut it off without that. A Skaven like hunter killing lizard things, hell yeah, or anything. Like, yeah, like, oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, yeah. Or it'd be killing like Stormcast if that's a dragon cloak, right? Oh, man. I want that so bad now. But like, yeah, I was thinking like maybe like some kind of Skaven, like assassin with a bow, you know? That would be so cool. Like, or I mean, we have an assassin, we have the Deathmaster, but you know what I mean, right? Like some kind of sniper kind of character. But what I was going to say though earlier too was, let's just assume for a second. Obviously I want it to be Skaven, but let's assume that it's not, for the sake of argument, right? These are the exact kind of rumor engines that I want to see. You guys let me know. Please let me know what you think. Because we have no idea like what it's for. But I mean, well, like, sorry. Assuming that it's not Skaven, it's still the kind of thing I want to see, because it allows our imagination to kind of run wild. And if it weren't for that little triangular piece of jewelry, I would have said maybe like some kind of ogre, because I feel like they tend to wear that kind of thing, or like a beastman, something, you know what I mean? Like where they tend to wear like dragon skin cloaks. It just seems like something evil would do, you know? But regardless, I just love these kinds of rumor engines because they really allow your imagination to run amok, as they might say on The Office. But Yeah, man. I'm pretty excited for this. Okay, so then we've got a couple of other. So most of the, other than this, most of like the news and stuff lately has been obviously 40K related. But you know, I hope you guys don't mind. I'm going to talk about it a little bit because there's not much else to talk about, and I am excited for 40K. Not as excited as I am for my Lizardmen and or Skaven, which I hope this is. But I am excited for 10th edition. You know, it's a big thing, right? It's a big sort of event, and the starter box contains both my favorite armies, being Tyranids and Space Marines. But they did release this, like, what was it, like, how to, you know, how they paint, how they go about painting. And so this is kind of the thing that's the most like anyone can use kind of information. And regardless, you know, even though I don't really tend to employ the heavy metal style of painting as much, I think it's really cool. And I like to see how different people do different effects. And I'm not saying that they're not really well painted. Obviously, these guys are, you know, spending a crazy amount of time on these things, and they are better painters than me. But, you know, it's like a Raptordon cloak. Ooh, man, that would hurt me. Well, actually, it would. What do the Raptordons look like? Okay, that's an interesting thing. I'm gonna look up Raptordons now. Okay. Oh shoot, I had this thing on so I could, in case I needed to type, Raptodon. Okay, Raptodon. I'm gonna pull up an image and I'm gonna put it on the stream, so you all can see. Actually, I'm gonna pull up Emma's, if it'll let me. Open image in new tab. There we go. And come on, bam. Wow. That's a good call. What do you guys think? So this is I can't remember her name. I think it's Emma. It's Emma something. Is it Mengel? I want to say Mengel. Darn it. She posted it in the Seraphon group as well. Dang it. It's not showing. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry to it's Emma something. She's an amazing painter. If you join the Seraphon Facebook group, she's done a bunch of different Raptodons in this style in different colors, and they're all freaking gorgeous. But wow, yeah, again, that's really good. That's a great call, Bahamut. Or was it who said it? I think it was Bahamut. Yeah, Bahamut. It does look like the neck area, hey? Oh man. And like the Skaven are the traditional enemy of the Lizardmen, right? Dang, that's such a good call. I wonder if it's a Raptodon cloak. That would make me a little sad because I love these models, but GW Photography has let plenty of models down in the past. It's so true, Keith. I saw the pictures and thought, man, I see the models in person at the GW store and I want one. Absolutely. Yeah, it's the photography is like, well, I mean, I won't say it's the thing that they do the worst, but it's in their top 3 for sure. Like I saw there's been a bunch of models like this, but the one that always comes to mind is the Dreadsaurian. When I saw it on the old Forge World pictures, and I was just like, ugh, you know. And then I was just like, but it's so big and cool. And then I just Google imaged other pictures because there weren't that many of them on there, and I was like, oh shoot, this thing looks, you know, way cooler than I thought. Also, you pre-ordered Leviathan. Yeah, from 2FLGS? What? You madman. I love it. Okay. So I guess you ordered one from each just to make sure you got a copy, or do you want 2, Bahamut? And you want to make sure that you're likely to get a copy like that way. Oh, you got a sweet Blood Bowl third party as a cyber rat ogre. I've seen. I know what you're talking about. That is a cool model. Uh, oh, hedging your bet to get one. So, do you only want one total, or if you get both, are you gonna get both? Check with your local stores because I got a notification today from. Oh, if you get them both, if you can, you will get both. Right on. I mean, yeah, I'm not telling you to you know, hopefully if you don't end up wanting the second one, you won't scalp it. You know what I mean? What? Oh, okay. So you already found some to sell the nids. Okay, so you just want the Space Marines, Bahamut? You know what's crazy about that? So I play both sides of that box set, right? They're my two main armies. I got into them almost at the same time. I got Tyranids in like at the very, very end of 7th. And then when the 8th edition box set came out, I was just like, damn, these Primaris, like, I know there's some people don't like Primaris, but like the models are so freaking sick that I was just like, okay, I got to do it now. And the Astartes thing came out and I was just like, oh yeah, I was all in. That way we can get book and cards. Oh, cool. Yeah. Oh, I see. So you're going to buy 2 boxes and then basically someone's going to buy... Wait. Is one person buying one box and you're buying the other box and then you're just going to switch? Like you're going to keep the Marines from both sides and then the other person's going to keep the Tyranids? Is that what you're doing? That's a good call. Basically, right on. Yeah. Because like you don't need both. You don't need 2 copies of the rules or 2 copies of the cards. So are you going to be new to 40K then, Bahamut? Also, if you are new and feel nice. Oh, cool, man. Cool. That's awesome. Yeah. So then what faction? And let me know in the comments, right? Oh, you got the Elite Edition. I don't know what that is. I only know about the Leviathan box set. But what I was going to say, and before I forget yet again, so my local game store contacted me today and said that they have enough copies to go around. And I was probably like one of the first people to order it because I was like, my 2 favorite factions. Like, okay, yeah, I what choice did I have? Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, so this is not, you're not getting into 40K for the first time. You're getting into Space Marines for the first time, maybe? You have Krons and Salamanders. Oh, no, that's Salamanders and Orcs. I see. Elite was the middle cost starter. Oh, for Indomitus. Got it. Yeah, I picked up Indomitus and just kept the Space Marines. And then I traded the Space Marines in the 9th edition starter, which was called Indomitus, as you said, for the Necrons with Carson, as a matter of fact, who is, in much worse pastures right now. So you play Salamanders. That's awesome. Salamanders are very cool. The thing is like, I like so many different Space Marine factions. Salamanders aren't my favorite. I like Space Wolves are my favorite. I like the furries. And then my next favorite is probably, I don't know. It depends on the day, but Blood Angels and Raven Guard. Most of the time it's Raven Guard. But like I've been listening to the Eternity War or whatever it's called, the second to last book in the Horus Heresy, and it's like got a lot of Blood Angel and Sanguinia stuff in it. So I'm kind of feeling Blood Angels right now. But most of the time it's Raven Guard. So dragons and fire. Yeah, man. I mean, what was really cool about Salamanders? What's the name of that character ironically with the dragon skin cloak that came out? It came out in I think it was during Psychic. Oh no, it came out with the Salamander supplement in 8th edition. I forget what it was, but he's really cool. He's got like some kind of flamer pistol, and he's got a thunder hammer. I forget his name. He's so badass though. He's I really like him and Shrike. Adrax, Mr. Earthshade. Was his name Adrax? Oh, that's funny. Oh, Adrax. Wait. Oh, is that his name? Was Adrax something? Adrax Age Tone? What? um is his name actually Adrax? Now I feel like you're messing with me. I don't remember his name. I just remember the model. My buddy Ryan had him because he was playing them. I could play them. I could play as salamanders if I want, because I didn't paint my Space Marines like Space Wolves. Actually, I was just telling Alex about it the other day. Here, let's see if I can find it. And while I'm doing that, I wanted to show you guys that the data sheets are going up. I mean, all the data sheets dropped, and you can look at them, and you kind of already been able to see them for a while, but it's pretty, I mean, anyway, I won't go into that actually. What was I looking up? Dang it. Oh, right. There we go. So originally when I painted my Space Wolves, I painted them, not the traditional gray, actually. It was like more of a darker bluey gray. It looked a little bit more like the Horus Heresy version. Here we go. This is what I was looking for. But I didn't like it. It just didn't suit me. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to paint it like the Tooth and Claw box set that came out during 8th edition. It was Gene Stealer Cult. So now this art looks a little bit more like the their normal color. But if you had the actual, do I have the box? I had the box for ages, and if you look at the front cover of the actual box, oh yeah, you can post a link. Go for it. As long as it's not, Anyway, if you look at the box, the actual box in real life, it's way more teal. And as you guys might know, I really like Mateals. So I went back and I had like 2,000 points of painted gray Space Wolves, not model plastic gray, but like, Space Wolfy kind of gray, mostly painted. And then I was just like, I'm not happy with this. So I made my own custom chapter. They're called the Kraken Gear. They're a Space Wolf spear, and the symbol is, see that, the Kraken symbol that's on the left. You see like the Kraken symbol that I have for my channel logo. That's the symbol that's on their pauldrons. Did you post the link? I'm not seeing it. Here, one second. Let me go to the It's not showing the link for me, Bahamut. If you let me know what to Google, I can bring it up. But here, one second. I need to sip. It was for the GW store. Oh, okay. Here, one second. Okay, let me see if I can figure out. I can't do it from this screen. I'll see if I can. Okay. There we go. I'm gonna make you guys both mods. I know Keith for ages now. They've changed some of these things. Oh, you were just trying to show the GW store one. Oh, I can totally do that. But you guys are both now mods. Agrax, Salamanda. That's how. Um, oh yeah, here we go. Adrax. Wait. Anyway, I found who you're talking about. Open image in new tab. This is exactly who I was talking about. What a badass, right? Oh, Agaton. Oh, that's his name. Vulcan Heston also has a dragon cloak. Does he? This dude though is so sick. Like giant freaking Thunderhammer, check. Dragon symbol, check. Right? Like honkin' hand flamer. I'm not a huge fan of the pyre thing or whatever is on the brazier, on his jetpack. But other than that, this guy is basically perfect. Yeah. Adrax Earthshade. He's Mr. Earthshade. That totally checks out. You have a spanner now? That's too much power for one man. Don't worry. I can smite thee into oblivion if necessary. So don't let it go to your head. Yeah. Oh, wait. What happened here? I'm opening other programs by mistake here. Let's see. Adrax Agatone. Wow. See, and I'm probably butchering that. Let's see if I can find. Is there like a? There we go. That's what I wanted actually. Oops. Doop. I'm making the cookies live here, folks. Okay, so this is the 360 one. I just wanted to show his dragon skin cloak because, like, let's be honest, that's a cooler cloak than the one we saw on the maybe Skaven model. But I like how the handle comes back up even past his jetpack, right? But god dang, right? Have a who can stay on fire the longest. Wait, salamanders have a who can stay on fire the longest? Oh, it's like is that like a brag? Bahamut? It's like, I've been on fire since Tuesday. And then the other guy's like, well, I've been on fire for 48 years. Suck it, jerk. Is it? I wouldn't know. My lore knowledge is not very deep. The thing that I know about salamanders is that their Primarch Vulcan is a perpetual, which means he can't die. And I know that they like to burn things, and that they're like considered to be the closest thing to good guys in 40k. So they have, like they take care of people and they actually care. If it was AOS, that backpack brazier would be anti-Skaven tech. You'll have to perch on people's backpacks before stabbing. Yeah, that's true. Can confirm. I have stabbed many people while perched on their backpack. But that was a trade secret. Now I just gave it away. He gives the best warm hugs. Yeah. You know what's funny is I'm listening to what's it called? Soul Slayer right now. And like the Fire Slayers in it, there's a pretty funny moment, and I don't want to give away like anything at all, really, ideally, but basically one of the characters is like it's so hot, and the other character is like, yeah, that's why it's good, and kind of craps on the person. Again, I'm dancing around it to not give anything away, but yeah. Those books are really good. And is in the dark corner playing Battle Mace 40 million. Yeah, I like the battle. That's a major kill reference, I assume, Bahamut. Yeah. Pretty sure salamanders are the only space marines that would give you hugs at all. I think that's true. You know, so one of the reasons that I basically like space wolves because they are space Vikings. Like they really are. But especially, you know, it depends on how far away. If you get like past like some of the naming conventions, which are silly and whatnot, but you know, I really like they have honor. Like I think, you know, I think the salamanders are probably closer to the good guys, but I think the space wolves make a good contender for that. And you know, like they're more honor driven and they won't act against it, even if it means like fighting the what are they called? The demon hunter guys. Oh my gosh, I can't think of it. It's just totally not coming to my mind right now. What are the demon hunting space marines? Space wolves will give each other hugs, probably. Yeah, I mean, nice, good, manly Viking hug over a mug of what's it called? Mjod, I think is what they call it. Something like that. They'll hug their dogs. They'll hug their wolves. But that's, you know, I hug my dog too, right? I'm a big dog guy too, so I guess that probably doesn't hurt why I like them. Also, they have some of the best books, like the Ragnar Space Wolf books by William King are so freaking sick. Anyway, before I forget, just so I can get through the news here, they're doing like one of those cool decide the fate of the world, you know, campaigns, but like you're going to be given a code. Mord? I think it's Mjod. I think it's MJOD, but I could be wrong. It has been a while. The last Space Wolf related book I read was, what's it called? By Chris Wright. The final one, like Hell Winter Gate, I think it's called, by Chris Wright. It's the final one in that series, and it was really good. Okay. Anyway, before you guys I'm so easily distracted. Okay. So you're going to get a code inside the Leviathan box, and you're going to be able to enter your win or loss. You play a game, and then you enter who won, and then there's actual consequences to it. You'll have 13 days to muster your forces and log the results of your first game playing the new edition. Your epic victory or crushing defeat will help decide whether the world survives the Xenos onslaught or falls to the might of High Fleet Leviathan. So Battle for Ogram, I think. That's how I'm going to choose to pronounce it. That's a really cool art. I hope they actually release this art just for, like, without the stupid letters on it, because I would like to make it my background on my phone eventually. But this is both the Space Marines and the Tyranids still have plenty of new miniatures waiting to be unveiled, and the winning faction will have all of their upcoming releases shown off first. Now, the reason that this sucks, look, Squirrel, what? The reason that the only downside to this is that there are so many like more Space Marine players. Like, I know that like the idea is that you're supposed to play it against each other, and then the winner is the one that you say won. But, you know, I don't think people are going to do it that way. So I've got a sneaking suspicion that the Space Marines are going to win this one, but we will see. Yeah, regardless, it's a very cool idea, and it is possible that the Tyranids might get this one just because, you know, this is the first box that I've actually ever seen. I'm just thinking about it now, where like the more popular faction is not the Space Marines, or I shouldn't say that. The Space Marines might still be the more popular faction, but like when it came to the Necrons, I saw people selling the Necron half of Indominus for next to nothing because they just couldn't find enough people who played it, right? But in but this is the first time I haven't seen a single person going, "Hey, does anyone want the Tyranid half?" Like, not a single person. So it's encouraging at least. Wouldn't most people who played to win last edition have NIDs from the Psychic Smite spam era? Wouldn't most people who played to win last edition have the Psychic Smite spam? I'm not sure. Oh, you mean like the very end of yeah, so Tyranids when they did get their book in 9th edition were like one of the most OP factions 9th edition ever saw, for sure. Maybe the most OP. But then they nerfed them literally 6 times in a row. But that's not what I meant, Keith. I just meant like that Space Marines are more popular. So like they both like, you know, like you don't need to play with the Leviathan box set necessarily. You can just play a battle and it doesn't even have to be against Leviathan. You could literally just play it against, you know, Necrons or whatever. And then if you win with your Space Marines, then you log it as a Space Marine win. But if the Necrons win, well, you can't, you know, log it in as a Leviathan, High Fleet Leviathan win. That's kind of what I meant. I don't know if that's making sense or not. Lots of people have disdain for Marines. Just punching your code to show it. I mean, I'm gonna play the battle. I guess it's possible that a lot of people are gonna do that. I am going to. I mean, I have both factions. Like that's the truth. And then the other thing too is that like even if people do play it, the Space Marine rules are definitely better. They're pretty good, in fact. So anyway, putting that aside, yeah, show your disdain. I like both factions. I love both factions. Like I couldn't decide. Ultimately, I went with Tyranids back at the end of 7th edition, just before 8th came out, because I just really liked the models more at the time. But now that they have like true scale or heroic scale or whatever you call them, anyway. Oh, you're thinking of Crusher Stampede Bahamut. Yeah, that stuff was really good. Yeah, it was really, really good. It was so much fun too. Lots of people have to. Oh yeah, I said that. When half the armies in the game are that thing, makes sense. Yeah, exactly, right? That's the thing why I like. That's another reason why I liked Tyranids, was because they're so much. They're different. And kind of my problem, like, I know this has turned into a little bit of a 40K podcast at this point, but like Space Marines, and I've probably brought this up before, but like Space Marines are very similar to Chaos Space Marines, as you would suspect. Sisters of Battle, very similar armor. Custodes have a similar look to them, power armor. They're just slightly bigger, more elite Space Marines, essentially. Like if you're boiling it down to the base sort of concept. So like if you consider that, like, yeah, most armies in the game are that thing, you know what I mean? But yeah, I guess putting that aside, Space Marines still outnumber every other army faction by who knows what kind of factor. It's crazy. Will team up? Maybe. I don't know, but like if you play Necrons, then you probably aren't buying this box set, and that's the only way to get the code. Like you have to enter the code from this box to even be able to do that. You bought Zeech Regiment of Renown and have played it twice and shut down charges with the spawn. Really? Okay, so back to AOS for a moment. This is great. You bought the Zeech Regiment of Renown. Oh, so that's a unit of, what is it? 10 pink horrors, something, and the endless spells, right? Okay, actually, let's look this up live. We're doing it live, people. Okay, I'm gonna use that tab. What's in there again? I can't. Oh, you're playing Skaven, and you use the Zeech Regiment of Renown, hey? Okay. to see the rest of my new yeah. Yeah, do whatever it takes, right? The code you need is emails. When do you think we're going to see that city stuff, by the way? Okay. Is there like a section for regiments of renown? I don't see it on here. Is it under all? No, it's not under all. That won't work. Chaos. And then maybe I'll put in Zeech just to see if I get the Regiment of Renown. Endless spells are back in stock, finally. I already have them now, but I don't see it. What's in that box? Regiment of Renown. It's not coming up. Do they just stop selling it now? Let's see. Let's see if I can find it. Oh dear. I'm finding a bunch of old. I'm finding a bunch of like super old stuff. Like from Warhammer Fantasy. What are they called? The Endless Spells, 10 pinks. Oh, Magister. Is that the skinny weird guy? So you set it up outside of 9 of your clan rats, so they got procced on first. Moved. Oh, in the move phase, spawned a chaos spawn and killed a pink. Nice. Heck yeah. Soon. TM. Which then I resummon the endless spells. Then his endless spell ran though and killed a pink. So I summoned the icon. That's awesome. Oh, the skinny bird? The skinny bird. Okay, one second. I have to... Oh, the Magister! Yeah. The guy on the disc. Or maybe not. Maybe it's the guy not on the disc. I feel like it's the guy not on the disc. Let's just look it up real quick. Oh yeah, it's the skinny guy not on the thing, right? Here, I'll see. I'll put him up on the. I think it's this guy, right? Yeah, this guy. Yeah. So I have him. I haven't built him though. So I could run. That's crazy. Actually, I could run that. That Regiment of Renown. How many points is it, by the way? It wouldn't be that much to paint because I already have. I have 10 pinks. So, it's 300 points. Like considering pinks on their own are 250 points. That's really good. Do the pinks get split and split again, Bahamut? Because I might do that if they do. Like, that's crazy. I do need to get some... it uses up all your endless spells. Like, okay. But then I guess only the Magister can summon it. Like I'm assuming like Thankful can't try and summon it. They only get Spite. Oh man, I don't know if it's. But those endless spells are pretty dope. Okay, I'll think about it. I mean, I have everything I need except for this guy assembled and painted. So, actually, I have to paint the Zeech endless spells, or finish painting them. But that's not too hard. Just airbrush them, right? Do you think I should do the... So, you know how there's the bird one? The Simulacrum, I think it's called. I can't decide whether to paint that like orange fire or like blue fire, because like Zeech and stuff. You know? I thought about doing it like blue and then like having the like maybe putting like a white ink over it so that like the inside of it is kind of glowing. Oh, they get the Zeech they get the Zeech freaking, huh? Because that's a Zeech green fire for the Skaven. But like I also want to play because I actually got a Zeech army now, and I'm in the process of it. You know, I bought it used, and some of it came painted. Most of it came painted. I have to do some touch ups and stuff like that, and I had to glue it back together because it broke and stuff. But like, but I'm not that far off of a painted Zeech army. Then if a pink is slain while within range of the Magister, he can swap for another endless. Whoa, that's pretty cool. Once per turn at the end of the phase. Huh. Although I guess... And the endless activates 0 summoning. Wow. I mean, it would be fun. You know? It sounds like a really fun thing to do. Man. That's a pretty cool model, hey? I kind of like the Magister. I mean, I've always liked the endless spells. But, yeah, I'm excited to get some Zeech on the table. I haven't had a chance to play them yet. I've been cursed lately, and I haven't been able to get a game in with them and try them out. I hear they're quite difficult to play. But yeah. That's cool. Okay. That's why you were able to dump the Simulacrum and Sigil 3 times in 2 turns. Wow. That's really good. I mean, the Sigil's so good. And I guess... And then I guess the Magister could... Can't he summon the book and give himself rerolls then as well? Because that's part of that set, I think. It would just give him, I think, rerolls to cast, not unbind, but it's still pretty dope. It was like Sigil pregame, Sigil triggered swap to Simulacrum to chase his priest. Okay, cool. Otherwise, it's like, what's the point of even having the book there, right? Oh, man. Yeah, maybe I'll try that, in like a battle report. It'd be something different. Because it's going to take me a little too long to get the to get them painted, like the full army. Because I want to paint up Lords of Change. It got unbound. Yeah, I mean, like, but if they're unbinding that, then, like from round 2 onward, you're like, okay, that's fine, right? That's so cool. That actually sounds like a lot of fun. Oh, and I meant to say that, like, they did say that Leviathan is going on. Is that for pre-order? Obviously, most of you guys know that who are in the chat right now, but we've been talking about it for a bit, and we were talking about, like, how many and different things like that. But I'm really excited for this. I think this is the coolest 40K box that they've ever done. I had to think about that. I was like, is it better than anything in fantasy they've ever done? But Island of Blood is still the coolest box set they have ever made, in my opinion. And obviously, I'm not biased, guys. Okay, I think that's just obviously the only downside to Island of Blood was that the sprues came like together, so they couldn't just keep using them for Skaven. That was short-sighted of them. But sculpts, everything else, that box set knocked it out of the park. But I think this is the second coolest box that they've ever made, and definitely the coolest one for 40K they've ever made. But yeah, you can bring 2 additional casters, but for Skaven, that's a piece of cake. But then you can't. I don't think you can summon the Zeech endless spells then, right? From a Skaven wizard, isn't that in the? I think that might be in the FAQs, but I can't remember. You can't. Okay, I'm just checking. Also, technically, Death Frenzy would trigger when the sigil goes off. Oh, that's fun. I mean, yeah, you do it on like a group of giant rats, right? Okay, So we know what Bahamut is. So you're painting the Space Marine salamanders, right? Um, what paint scheme are other people? If you're getting this box set, I would love to know what paint scheme you're painting for the Space Marines and for the Tyranids. I'm doing a custom Hive Fleet, or I'm continuing to do my custom Hive Fleet. I didn't think ahead of time to bring any of my Tyranids here, but yeah, it's kind of like a light blue, frosty color. They're supposed to be on like an ice water, like an ice ocean world, death world, you know. The big risk of the roar is that all of your endless is tied to a 5-wound foot hero. Totally. And because pinks are not battle line in Skaven, they can just shoot them. And I'm assuming he doesn't have a very good save. And also, I don't think he can take... or could he? Yeah, Norin, and he can't get the... Right? And I think he also can't get the fueled by Gurish rage aspect of the champion because he doesn't get any allegiance abilities or enhancements, right? Or can he? That's something I don't know. Or wait. No, yeah, he can't pick a spell. Let you guys let me know in the chat or in the comment section later on. No enhancements at all, right? Because he's unique. Oh, that definitely solves that problem. He can pick a spell. Oh, okay. But not from the Zeech lore, though. Because to pick from the Zeech lore, you have to have... Or maybe, is that on his thing? Does it literally just say that? He can pick it anyway? I haven't seen the War Scroll. Because you have to pick a spell from the Zeech book, you have to have the Zeech allegiance abilities. So if he can pick... If he can pick a spell, it would be from the like general lore, like Flaming Weapon and Levitate and stuff like that. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments section, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. Unless it says on his War Scroll, because the War Scroll would supersede general rules. But yeah. But yeah. Also, I wanted to ask people what their favorite Hive Fleet is. Because mine is Kraken, I think. But I really like Kronos as well. I like the idea of like an anti-psyker like evolution happening. Also, Bahamut, what is your favorite Space Marine model in this new box set? This is a very important question I have. For me, I think it's either the Captain or the Librarian, but I really like the Apothecary. I don't like that they're stepping on Tyranids, but what are you going to do? Oh, totally. Because you like salamanders. That's funny. I didn't think of that. Yeah. Oh, man. I hear, Alex was saying he doesn't really like the new Dreadnought. But what do you guys think? Because I like him, but I just like the heavy firepower, las cannons and missile launchers and whatnot is only really optimal for bolt storm aggressors. Interesting. I didn't see his data sheet, Bahamut, but okay. See, I just like the model. I actually haven't had a chance to review his data sheet in particular. Like, it's a risk of being able to walk instead of waddle. I mean, he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't really have arms, does he? Uh, he gives lethal hits to his unit. Then, if you kill in melee, he becomes objective control 9. Whoa. Huh. Couldn't he attach to the Terminators? The Terminators. See, I haven't really. Or like, could if you're talking about the only within this box set, I would assume he would be able to. Oh, Gravis only. Really? Maybe aggressors then? Aggressors would be good. I mean, obviously, like, huh? What about the Blade? What are they called? Blade Guard veterans. Do you remember them from Indominus? Did they have Gravis on? I can't remember. Aggressors, heavy intercessors, eradicators, and you're leaving us all in suspense here, Bahamut. Their Tactus. Oh, dang. Or Tacticus. Them and their foe Latin, right? Okay, but like, what is your guys' favorite model? Like, not, what do you like the function of the best, right? Like, if you like the flamers the most, that's totally okay to say, right? If I'm gonna pick one though, it's the psyker, the librarian. I couldn't come up with it. What a dope. At least Tacticus is a cooler name. They're both pretty cool. Gravis is a cool name. I like the teleporter, what's it called? Teleportation Homer. That homing beacon. Yeah, there you go. Looks like it knows what's up. Yeah. I mean, I really like that. You know, I really like the old ones too. There used to be you got like 3 of them, I think, and then you put them around. Apothecary is nice. And make the Termies into a hammer and shield. Well, yeah, that's true. I just like that he's carrying some kind of like biological, whatever. Like it looks like he might have like the Venom symbiote inside there, or like some kind of Tyrannid, sample. Just the pose is cool too. Actually, he might be my favorite. Yeah, that's a good call. On a more serious note, probably the librarian. Yeah, the librarian is dope, but I'm wondering if that's possibly. That's not a good picture of him, by the way. There's a better picture of him. But I like the paint scheme on the librarian a lot that they chose for this, and I was wondering if that might be changing, playing into this. Playing into what I thought. But yeah, okay. And now the more important question, best model on the Tyrannid side. Okay. You just said the Horus Heresy Librarian was for Forge World instead of GW Plastic. But you could just play it as, right, Keith? Like, I don't know. We got Wahapedia link here. Whoops. Here, one second. I gotta make sure that this is okay. Okay, while I'm doing that. Oh, these are the rules for Sick. Okay, I'm gonna keep this. I won't show something from Wahapedia on the stream because I don't know if GW likes that or not, but I'm trying not to get on their bad side. So you couldn't see on his sheet where he can pick a spell. Yeah, I don't think you can unless you are able to take allegiance abilities from it. But I mean, does he have a War Scroll spell? I don't remember. If he has a War Scroll spell, like, you've got all these other things you're trying to cast with him. Like if he does already have a bolt of change and can cast all the other endless. There you go. You know, that Nid in the middle that looks like a Slanesh endless spell is kind of cool. That I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but that is also my favorite model. Something Tyrant. Bolt of Change. Yeah, Bolt of Change is that's super good. So that's dope. Oh man, what's he called again? So he can nuke people into Chaos Spawn or himself. Ugh. Yeah. Hey. I mean, Neuro Tyrant. Thank you. I couldn't come up with it. That was going to annoy the bejeebers out of me. He's my favorite. And then next is, I think the one that's called, I think it's called a Psychophage on the top left. And then for me, probably the Von Ryan's Lictors in the top middle. But I really do like this the Screamer Killer. I know there's like lots of memes about, you know, the guy with he's got like the you know, male pattern baldness or whatever. I've seen a bunch of memes about him, but like, anyway, I still think he's a really cool model. I love the pose. I haven't like I might get another half of the Tyranids. It kind of depends on if someone else scoops up the other half of a box. But yeah, but if I do get another one, I want to convert him. You're firing your laser. Yeah. What are you firing it at first? Probably the Neuro Tyrant, right? I'm kind of sad that the little, I don't know if you guys saw or not, but the little like Gribbly entourage guys for the Neuro Tyrant, like they're not part of the model. It's not like the Silent King where it does something, unfortunately. But, and then another thing that I saw that people were kind of talking about was, so you know the Tyranid Prime. So now he has wings, right? A lot of people were saying like if they don't bring back Shrikes now, you know, like making all those kinds of speeches. I don't know though. Do people care that much about Shrikes? Like I know what, you know, the echoey chambery Tyranid group is like, but like we're, I don't know, like, because they were always a conversion. People used to take the wings off of gargoyles to make them, generally speaking. But I don't know. Unless they make them like similar in style to him, where they've got wings that are suitably impressive. I don't really care. I would rather they did something else. You know, I would rather they did something a little more interesting. Personally, I also wonder if we're going to get new Hormagaunts. Like, surely we're going to get new Hormagaunts, right? Like, I actually think we need them more than we need Termagants. He's not great to attach to a foot. That's a really great point. But you could attach him to like a unit of gargoyles. Is there anything else I'm thinking of? Hopefully you can put him in a unit of gargoyles. Although I can kind of see the argument that like he's pretty easy to pick out. But the biggest issue with attaching leaders totally is, yeah, you know, because they got to move by their slowest movement speed, right? What I assume you're talking about. I haven't had time to like look into too much of the rules so far, but yeah. But yeah, I mean, what is that? 20 Termagants? Yeah, 20 Termagants per box. That's a lot. I'm not really a huge fan of what are they called? Are they called Barbgaunts? The guys with like the mutated weird peg leg dudes. Like the Space Marine Teeny Cap is a rerolling, charging, and free strats buffer. Yeah, Yeah, I mean, you want to put them in a unit that's going to keep them alive but not impede them, you know? Yeah, it definitely is better for space buddies. Doesn't want to be in gun terminators. He wants to go punch people. The captain? Yeah, I see. Oh yeah, because well then that would stop the terminators from teleporting down, right? Yeah, that makes sense. Um, it's kind of weird that the Ripper swarms are separate. Shooting. Yeah, I mean he's more of a melee monster, and I am in fact talking about this guy. Um, he has a like a bolt pistol or whatever, but those things aren't great. Oh man, they're so cool. Well, guys, because my throat is quickly starting to bother me, and I'm flying solo tonight. I'm gonna actually, do a shorter stream. I'm gonna call it here, but thank you so much for hanging out. Like if I didn't have you guys hanging out, making jokes, and kind of having people to interact with, it would it would be very hard to do these streams by myself. So I had fun. I got nothing painted, but I kind of I didn't think about it at a time, but like I kind of have to keep an eye on the chat. So I have my painting palette here. Hey, I appreciate, I really do. Like, I mean it. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me here. Oh, he has a ton of weapon options. Oh, cool. That's good to hear. I didn't realize. I didn't think that anything in the. I thought they were all monopose in the box set. So that's really cool. I guess you could also convert them too, right? But yeah, thanks so much for hanging out, guys. I had a lot of fun, and yeah, we'll see you next week. I've got a video, which is where this is what it's about. Should be out on Thursday. So the topic next week, I don't know. I'm talking to people. So I might have a special guest, like a really special guest. But I'm still waiting to see. So, yeah, so I'm not sure. Yeah. Will be monopose. Oh, I see what you're saying. His data sheet, totally. I mean, like, we can convert, right? Right, Bahamut. Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks again, guys. I really appreciate you hanging out. I had a blast, and we'll see you next week.